Well, I guess I felt that if John McCain wanted to talk about John Lewis's comments about the dangers of how some of the crowds in McCain's rallies reacted by saying, "Kill him, terrorist, off with his head," if he wanted to go there and talk about that, I felt that Obama had every right to bring up the reason why John Lewis called them on it, because of the history of assassination in this country and the history of people who are off base mentally being incited by such rhetoric, which again this country has a history of. And I was actually surprised that McCain wanted to go there, because I thought that there was a perfect answer to that. I actually kind of wish Obama had gone more into detail about the reason why John Lewis made those comments, because was it John Lewis, Congressman John Lewis? Yeah. And then John McCain. In a way, I felt that Obama let McCain a little bit off the hook. He could have really hammered it, but I thought that he did make some very good points about it, explaining the context of how John McCain's crowds prompted John Lewis to say what he said. I was surprised that John McCain even wanted to bring it up, because it was a whole bag of worms that really people at his rallies had begun themselves.
Well, it seemed to me that once again we had on display John McCain's habit of believing that there are two sets of rules for the world. There's John McCain's rules, and then the rules everyone else has to go by. He thinks that he can just keep repeating whatever lie he wants to repeat, and if he says it often enough, someone will believe it. He wants to have it both ways. He wants to benefit from his running mate essentially inciting riots, but then claim some distance from it as if he's all innocent. Then in combination, he also lied on top of that by claiming that he had no knowledge of some of these statements that his supporters had said, when he's right there on video listening to it and then continuing on with his speech. So I found that very, very interesting, and that seems to be a pattern with John McCain, is say one thing but then do another, and everyone else has a different set of rules than he has to live by. And so I find that, so it really all he had to offer tonight was just more distractions. He wanted to constantly keep repeating platitudes and just constantly change the subject away from his weaknesses by bringing up these ridiculous, awful, quite frankly racist accusations against Obama. So the fact that he would actually lower a national debate by saying that was I found offensive.
I think Obama came over very well tonight, and as I always say, he speaks from his heart, and that's what I like about him. McCain is always talking in circles and repeating himself over and over all the time. And I just don't believe anything that McCain says. And I think Obama is the right person to be the president. I think he has the intelligence, knowledge, and everything. And he's for the people, and that's what I think.
Well, I noticed that McCain couldn't pass up a single chance to get in a dig, and I don't think that Obama did that. Now, on the other hand, I could be prejudiced because I like Obama and maybe I'm not seeing it, but I didn't see him making those digs about silly little things, and I thought he was very, very intelligent and thoughtful and practical, and I'm really tired of people who are doing what they do because of silly ideology. I want somebody to get in there and just plain solve problems, and I think he'll do that, and I think he'll have good people around him, and I want to be proud of a president. I really want to be proud of a president once, and that's it. I think I can be proud of him. Thank you.
So I want to say thank you so much for joining us and coming into our little group here. We're sorry that the Republicans did not, come. We did invite them, and we wanted another point of view, and We wanted it to be a bipartisan discussion. However, I guess they didn't feel, as I was told, very happy about what is going on with the Republican Party and the Republican Party's present conduct. So I'm sorry that they did not come, but I especially am I like Obama not because of any race or anything like that, but because he's very insightful, he seems to be very spiritual, and he seems to have a feeling for the people. He's compassionate for the people, and I think that's what we need, not only for the United States, but for the world to progress. Thank you. Good night.
Fired up, lift your voices.